Hey guys, welcome back to Hold Your Halo. I'm Noel.
I'm Lauren.
And this video is on our kind of season predictions. We're doing this before pre-race testing because we think we're going to get them all.
Right.
Anyway, so basically this is part of our we're going to do three big predictions. So this is going to be our season predictions. Then each week we're going to do predictions for each race. And we're also going to look at we're going to make a prediction of the final standings from the year and go from there. So whoever wins 2 or 3 of the all predictions has to pay for the other one's F1 experience. I will be picking the cheapest one if I lose, but I'll be picking the most expensive one if I win. Let's go Vegas. All right, I'm going to pass you over to Lauren to explain this.
Yeah, so the way it's going to work is list of questions. We've both had our input. There is some more serious ones and some more fun ones. We basically are just kind of making them up. This is based off nothing. But yeah, just a bit of fun. Just a few predictions throughout there before the season starts. So yeah, we can hop into it.
Let's go. Right, so first category is going to be best rookie, and I will start this one. I have gone the best rookie is relative to their teammate, by the way.
Yeah.
Not just who scores the most, it's relative to their teammate, and this is why I've gone with Bortoletto.
Ooh.
Yeah, because I don't think they're going to score many points, but I think they might get like 10, and Bortoletto might get 4 of them. So 4 out of 6 is pretty good relative to a teammate, so that's why I've gone with Bortoletto. What about you?
I've kind of gone along the same lines of thinking, but a different driver.
Oh, thank God.
So I've gone for Oliver Behrman.
Ah,
Good old Ollie.
okay, yeah, you think he's going to compete with
Look,
Ocon?
we've seen what you can do in a race weekend.
I just think Haas are going to score too many points. Think
Yeah.
the divide
But that's the
might be
thing.
too big.
I think I think Haas can easily pop in a P6, and I don't see why that couldn't be Ollie over Ocon. I think it could be an up in the air race. Haas is always thereabouts at either the bottom of the points or just outside them.
Yeah.
And if we have another Baku and 2 drivers take out each other in the top 10 and they're sitting 9th and 10th, it could be Ollie ahead
It could be.
Ocon.
Yeah, I think I'm going to win that one. But anyway, right, sweet. And then next category is going to be new race winner. This is, you have to predict if there's going to be one, so a yes or no, and double points if you guess the correct driver. So
Can I just ask, are we going to, do you get, if you say yes and the wrong driver?
No, you get 1 point for yes,
Okay.
1 point for if you guess the driver.
We're definitely going to have to watch this back because I'm going to be like, you're wrong.
Yeah. Go on, you can go first for this one.
Okay, so I've gone with yes.
Okay.
And I've gone with Liam Lawson.
Ooh, interesting. You think he's going to beat Max Verstappen in a race?
I didn't say Max won DNF.
Well,
No, I
we'll see.
have good faith in Lawson. I obviously didn't pick him as my best rookie, but you're going against the greatest of the time at the minute.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Sorry, what was that, Mrs. Hamilton? Right.
I wish.
I'm going with Antonelli, and yes. And I also think he's going to win Silverstone.
That he was great in his F2 race.
He's good,
was
he's good in his
incredible.
F2.
Mercedes
he's a good
tends to
driver.
suit it.
There's not that many walls for him to crash into. So
Yeah, when he took a big run off to crash into the other one. So nothing against him. Any of us, he doesn't have a license. I barely have a license.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with yes, Antonelli, and it's not for any points. It's just so when I look back on this, I can just be like, yeah, it was Silverstone. I reckon there's gonna be a bit of rain. I reckon he's gonna get a bit of luck on the strategy. I reckon Russell's going to be fuming.
Oh my god.
Yeah, well, last year Russell's engine stopped on him.
It had a water leak on a raining day, which I just think is poetic.
All right, sweet. So that's our if there's going to be a new winner, and moving on to who has the most poles this season. I've gone with Norris.
Ooh.
Yeah, Lando Norris is going to have the most poles this season. I think the McLaren is going to be fast over 1 lap. I think it's going to be fast in general, but I do think they're going to be pretty good at qualifying. He proved it this year towards the end of the season. His qualifying was pretty good, even going up against the likes of Verstappen, Leclerc. And Leclerc, you could say, is probably one of the best qualifiers. I just think their car and himself are going to have too much pace over 1 lap.
Speaking of Charles Leclerc, I have gone with Leclerc. Look, Ferrari, their strategy is anyone's game, but they seem to prefer setting up for qualifying, or maybe they just can't build a race car over the distance.
Interesting. I mean, looking at last year's performance, I wouldn't have picked them over 1 lap pace.
I know, but you can't put anything on what Ferrari have done in the past. It's like they have amnesia. They just forget everything. So, look, it's not even that I bet on Ferrari, I'm betting on Charles.
Fair enough.
Like-
Oh, again, Mrs. Hamilton. Jesus Christ. All right. Okay, moving on quickly. We're going to go with most wins as our next one. And Lauren, take it away. Nearly called you Lando.
Well, that's funny, because I've gone with Lando Norris. Look, As I said, Ferrari, you can never guess. I'm not going to put all my eggs in their basket. I am not a madman.
It's funny you say Norris. I've gone most with Charles Leclerc.
Guys, we're clearly favouring towards two teams for the championship. You have to hold on to see our actual top 20 drivers and top 10 constructors. But I guess we're leaning in a certain direction, clearly. Yeah, I went with Lando. Look, the McLaren looked steady over a lap and then steady over a whole race last year. It just seemed kind of under control. It seemed the most predictable car probably near the end of the season.
Yeah, because we are all talking about last year how Lando was really good after leading lap 1. Oh no, we weren't talking about that, were we? So I think Leclerc's going to be qualifying second a good bit, because this is going to be his year where he gets more wins than poles. And so I think Lando's going to beat him over one lap. Charles Leclerc will get him into the first, second corner and go on to win the race.
I forgot that you win the race after the first corner. That's crazy now.
Yeah. I mean, statistically, probably. I haven't looked into it, but I'm feeling pretty confident.
Unless we're talking about Monaco.
yeah, that's fair. But I reckon Leclerc will probably get pole there.
Hopefully.
Pole there, beautiful.
I want everyone to win their home race, but there's 8 Brits.
8-way tie for Silverstone. Alright, sweet. We're going to move on to our most improved driver relative to last season. So it's not just if Sauber got 2 more points and everyone else scored fewer points, Sauber would win. We're going to go with whoever was most improved.
And it doesn't actually have to be the most. I'm going to clarify that now. If someone went up 6 positions in drivers and someone else went up 7, 6 is obviously still great.
Yes.
It is not the most overall. As I said at the start, this is quite vibe space.
Oh yeah, I know if you've picked a rookie, I'm cancelling you straight away because that's obviously an improvement.
I'm doing.
Alright, go on, you can start this one.
Okay, so for most improved, I have gone with Piastri.
Okay.
Look, rookie year, McLaren was a nightmare for the first half of the year.
Yes.
And he started to find his footing. Last year, I feel like, again, he was there with Norris sometimes and he wasn't there other times. I think he's really going to find his consistency this year.
Okay.
And actually be there with Norris. I do think Norris will probably pip him by the end of the year overall.
Okay.
But I do think he'll be a lot closer. We'll see a lot less fluctuation over the year. Because when he was good, he was great. He was winning sprints. He was winning races.
True.
And then when he wasn't, he was quite having a season like Hamilton. He was either up there or just randomly in 8th.
Yeah, fair enough.
And
fair enough.
He is a better driver than being in 8th. He just seemed to struggle some weekends.
Fair.
A lot of the times. A lot of these tracks were tracks he'd only seen for the second time last year.
Okay.
So I just think he's really going to find his footing this year.
Fair. Did you pick a team as well?
I didn't pick a team as well.
Okay, I picked both. Can you think of a team real quick, or will I do mine while you think?
I will go with Haas.
No reasoning needed. All right, cool. I've gone most improved driver with Gasly.
Oh.
End of the season, Alpine were cooking a little something in the kitchen.
He was doing great at the end of the season.
He was doing pretty well all season, but the car finally came to him. So I think Gasly is going to be the most improved in relative to last season. I'm going to back that up with Alpine being the most improved team. Double backup. I think they're going to have 3 drivers this year, but we'll get on to that. And I do think Alpine will be the most improved team, with Gasly being the most improved driver.
I don't argue. That is a good choice.
Thank you.
We can both be right, guys.
Cool. Alright, moving on to a little bit of an unfortunate category. The least improved. Again, relative to last season. We're going to look at and try and predict who got the kind of least improved. Because we're assuming everyone's gotten better. They've raced for a whole year. They should be a little bit better anyway. And I've actually broken my own rule and gone for a rookie. So I need to think really quickly while you say your answer.
Well, I say my answer is Alex Albon.
Oh, that is such... Oh, I wish I'd said that. That is a shame.
Oh yeah, we're not picking the same ones either, guys.
Yeah. Well, we could. These were done beforehand. There could be some crossover, but I'm not going to pick Albon now because I'd pick Doohan because I think he might be gone after 6 races. But that's more just kind of a bad season rather than least improved. So,
Can't really go backwards from 20.
Stroll. Go and Stroll. Yeah, Lance Stroll.
Guys, my controversial opinion is Lance Stroll is not that bad. Everyone's just really mean to him because he's rich. Everyone's just no. Obviously he is.
No, he's just in the wall.
Can't go more in the wall than last year. Can't go more in the gravel trap than Brazil.
Can you take it home? No, I'm in the wall.
Yeah, so I've gone with Albon just because, look, I think Alex Albon is a very, very good midfield driver. I will never take that away from him. He's a better driver again than I will ever be. But he's only had one competitive teammate in his life, and that was Max Verstappen. And that didn't go great. Again, if you put him up against some of Max's other teammates, he kind of got handed a raw deal. He wasn't doing that bad comparatively. But it was when the car could get third or fourth and he wasn't getting that. And it just looked a lot worse.
Fair enough.
Because coming third when your teammate comes first is a lot better than coming seventh when your teammate comes third.
Yes.
So I do think Alex Albon gets a lot more stick than he should. I just think he's gotten quite comfortable versus some not very competitive teammates over the last few years.
Okay.
And it's going to be a real shock to his system to have someone like Carlos Sainz in the team.
Fair enough. I've gone for Stroll because I can't even remember my predictions. Because I just think the other teams that are normally behind Aston Martin will have caught up. They don't have Newey yet. I know he can start working on them in April or something when his gardening leave goes, but I reckon that's all going to be geared towards 26. I reckon the whole team is going to be geared towards 26. So I think Alonso's going to drop as well. Unfortunately, love my boy Alonso, but I think Stroll will just really, really struggle this season. I do think he'll be kept on for 26 because that's where they're heading with their car and daddy's money, and that's just basically what I think is going to be happening. Right, on to the next one.
I just have to say, if my dad was a billionaire and he didn't buy me an F1 team, I'd be really upset, so I get it.
Yeah, same. If only we were billionaires. Right, best of the rest. I guess I'll go for this one, and I have picked Gasly again. Yeah, Gasly. I picked Gasly because I think, well, as I said, I think he's going to be the most improved. I think Alpine have done a really good job, and I think they're just going to be the best of the rest. So I'm going to go, again, Gasly and Alpine. So yeah, same as my most improved.
That's so funny because I only picked a constructor for this one. So again, I will probably say Haas.
Okay.
I was going to say Aston, but my mind went to the same place as yours did, that the team might be a bit mentally checked out.
Yeah.
And preparing for 2026. And we might see, obviously not as intense, but like a little bit of a, in the midfield, brawn situation where some team has just kind of gone all in. And I think that would be Haas. Haas seems to work very year to year.
Fair.
I think it could be them. And then for driver, I have gone for Tsunoda. I think Tsunoda's going to be on one this year of just pure anger, and I think he's going to try prove himself to some other teams. Now, that may end with him in the wall. But I think I think the choice to go for Lawson over Tsunoda is really going to be the nail in the coffin for him playing team games, letting team orders go. I think he's going to be a real one-manner. I mean,
would you not think he might let a few team orders go to show other teams he can do it?
No.
Fair enough.
I think he's actually still quite young, but I think he wants to put himself out there as like, he has played the good teammate, good second driver.
He's calmed down a lot on the radio anyway.
I think he's really going to try put his mark out to be, I can be number one driver for a team, I can lead a team, I'm decisive, I can make decisions. I think it just might really go his way this year. Yeah. I'm hopeful for him. I really like Tsunoda as a driver. Yeah, he seems like a lovely person.
I love Tsunoda, but I just think the car's not going to be there for him.
Yeah, it could be the case.
Yeah. Alright, well, guess we'll see what happens in like 10 months.
December,
whatever.
I don't know.
December, whenever the season ends. So we know what we're talking about. Don't worry about it.
The season's just so long now.
It's never ending, and let it continue. Right, okay. Most overtakes. Track. Which track has the most overtakes, not which driver. China.
The sprint there was great last year.
Yeah.
That sprint was
crazy. Are
crazy.
we counting sprints as part of track overtakes on the weekend? Oh. I'm still going with China. It's a massive track, and I think there's usually a lot of overtakes there. I can't really remember. Just something telling me China's got to be up there at least. And now we're going to have the correct answer.
Oh no, mine was completely vice versa as well. I went for Monza because I went, long straight.
No one overtakes over in Monza.
I know.
Oh god. Right. Okay, well this is closest win, so thank you very much for the points. And then we're going to go with which driver has the most
How's
DNS.
it closest wins?
Well, whoever gets like the highest out of the two tracks.
Oh, I thought you meant like
Oh yeah, I guess 58 over. Like,
I thought you meant geography based. I was like, unless it's Japan, you're out of the running.
Can we do a geography base? No, I want to win this one. Sweet. Okay, fair enough. Monza's a brave choice. I'll give you that. It's the temple of speed for a reason, but not many overtakes happen usually.
I just think a lot of safety cars maybe, and there's a lot of restarts.
True, actually. Well, not really in Monza, no.
Not in general. I just feel like this year.
It's gonna be a year for them. All right, bet. Cool. And then final for kind of the serious section, I've gone with. Sorry, the category is most DNFs. I've gone with, let me find it here, Albon. Alexander Albon. I think the Williams is hard to drive, and as Lauren was saying earlier, like he's going to be having to push very hard this year, more so than he has in previous seasons. You could kind of see it last year when he was going up against Colapinto, and Colapinto was doing very well. He had to push very hard, and he did get unlucky in a few crashes, to be fair to him, but like that car on a knife edge, especially when you push it. So I think he's going to get a few more DNFs than everyone else.
That was actually going to be my choice.
Okay.
And I didn't pick it because I think Albon was the most last year.
Oh, so you think he's going to be careful?
I think Williams might have the wooden spoon out to their drivers and say, be a little bit more safe. Let's not have a repeat.
Yeah, let's not have our mechanics working 1,000 hours a day.
God, Brazil was a rough one for those.
Oh, God,
those poor men and women at the track, they do God's work.
Oh, yeah, the poor ancient hairs, man.
So I have actually gone for your favourite driver, Fernando Alonso. Now,
Okay.
my reasoning. As we've alluded, I think the car is going to be very geared towards 2026. He was not happy with that car last year.
Yeah, but he didn't crash it.
Yeah, he did.
Not that often.
Yeah, not that often. I don't think it's going to be a very crash every year. It's the end of a regs.
I think it's going to be very crash heavy. I think it's going to be so competitive. It's going to be really competitive up the top. They're all going to crash into each other, leave a load of debris on the track, and the Williams is going to slip on something.
Do you want me to give my reasoning? Look, Alonso's not one to be pushed over. Alonso's not one to give up a spot. Alonso's not someone to take things lying down. I think it could be a lot of just Alonso putting his foot down DNFs, not mistake DNFs.
Fair enough.
Think back to the China sprint where they were all going through what happened. Alonso got a puncture.
Yeah, and 3 penalty points, they just weren't his fault.
That wasn't his fault. We'll take a hard stance on that there.
Yeah, that wasn't his fault.
But
FIA.
I think it's a lot more, I'm seeing a lot more trying to like break someone and going off.
I just don't think the car will be competitive enough for that. I think he's going to be...
I think the midfield's going to be stacked, you see.
No, I just think he's going to be in like 12th or 13th most races by himself. I think because he'll be good enough to get up into quite close to points, but the car won't be there for him, and then he's just going to be somewhere in no man's land.
I guess we'll see.
Guess we will see. Right, cool. On to the kind of more fun predictions.
He's taking this as a personal slight.
I have. It is atrocious to suggest my boy Alonso. Right, Destructors Championship.
The Destructors champion I have gone for, and I really mean this in a nice way, is Kimi Antonelli. George was very high up last year. That Mercedes, every year they come back and they goes, guys, we've really understood the regulations, and then they just come 5th and 7th. And I just don't believe them. I can't actually look at them and think that they're competent in building a race car. They just seem to go, yeah, these 4 cold tracks, they're ours. Everything else, who knows? What happened between Coda and Brazil those 2 weekends? That car just seemed like it wanted a pirouette in every single corner it came to. And that's fine for 2 seasoned drivers. And they were still doing it. I think, and obviously he skipped F3, 1 season in F2, top team.
A lot of speed under him.
It's just, yeah, a very powerful engine. I don't think, again, it's going to be a lot of his fault. I think it's going to be sticking a nose in where other drivers would have backed out, getting a wing taken off, doing something silly, and I think it's going to be a lot of front wings, mostly. I don't think it's going to be a lot of big crashes. I think maybe 2 or 3 in the wall.
Fair.
Inherently rookie.
Yeah,
a rainy session in a track you haven't driven before.
True.
It can easily be done. But I think it's more going to be a lot of front wings of just silly moves.
Yeah.
Getting a hole in the side
just
pod.
kind of ramming up the back of someone.
You get a hole in the side pod in the first corner. I think it's going to be a lot of those.
Fair.
That can just add up very quickly over a few big crashes.
Funny you say that. I've also got Antonelli for our Destructors Championship.
We'd have nothing against Kimi Antonelli.
I just think he's going to crash. I don't think it's going to be all years. I think he's going to have like half the season be phenomenal races, half the season he has just gone full speed into a barrier.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be keeping the doctors nice and busy in the medical tent. I think he's going to be really fast. And I think in some races that'll already suit him. But as soon as there's a bit of debris on the track, if he has to go onto the dirty side, as you were saying, not a lot of time spent in a race car yet. If you look at Verstappen when he did it, he was a great racer, but just crash heavy. But
there you go. It's inevitable.
But I think he's going to be, it's like Verstappen, well, just from the hype I've heard, I haven't seen him drive really, other than the couple laps he did before he crashed.
He really came to his own in F2 this year.
Where did he finish? Like 8th?
Yeah.
Right.
He got some wins.
Did he? Oh,
yeah, he won Silverstone in the rain.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's why I picked him. Yeah, no, to be fair, I just think they're going to be big crashes and then also phenomenal results. I think genuinely when he's not crashing really heavily, he'll be challenging George. So I think George will beat him comfortably in the season because I don't think George will crash as much. But I think when there is competition to be had, I reckon he'll be up there.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I just hope Mercedes give it, like, they seem to be willing to give him the chance because it has been a trend of just rushing young drivers up and then being like, why aren't you
good?
Why aren't you the best driver that we've ever seen? And it's like, he was a child last year. He turned 18 last year. Like, he's gonna, like, seasoned veterans of the sport still crash and then rookies do it and people
Like blow their
want them at the guillotine nearly. Like, they're like, why isn't my favorite driver in? Like, they didn't need time to learn and grow. They don't get as much testing as they did when they were back in the old days. They used to be able to do laps and laps. Like, all we're going to say, all the rookies will probably crash at some stage this year. Yes. All of the rookies will have a big crash at this.
Brazil in the rain, not a chance that anything.
The Netherlands on the bank corner in the rain. There's going to be crashes.
Yeah. Alright, that's our Destructors kind of chat. Anyway, moving on to another kind of funner one. Number of safety cars.
So, this is the amount of safety cars over the entire season.
Yes.
Closest number wins. I am so terrified we've gone for the same number.
What have you gone for?
56.
Gone for like 28.
Oh no, I've gone crazy. You think this is gonna be one of the most crashed seasons, and you've gone for 28?
Yeah, but they rarely safety cars.
I think that Bert's gonna have put in a letter and say, "Hey, can I actually do my job this year? You didn't let me race for it. You didn't let me out for it. You kept me locked up for so long."
Yeah, fair. No, I just think it's gonna be right 20. I think it's gonna be about a safety car race, like with some margin. I think 56 is a lot. Like, what did we have this year? We 8-9 races in a row with no safety car, and then about 12 in Brazil. But that's fine.
I'm thinking. Just like,
are we counting a red flag as a safety car if it just goes straight red flag?
No, because no.
Alright, grand. Then yeah, I'm sticking 28. I'm feeling
and no VSCs.
No, it's just full safety cars. Bert Mylander on the track doing some zooming, and everyone complaining that he's going too slow, and that man is taking his own life into his hands.
Also, that's the point of a safety car.
Alright, sweet. Moving on to another category, engine go boom. So this driver, Lauren's going to go first because I'm going to find mine, is basically, it's based off of which engine for which driver is going to fail the most.
We're going to say we don't wish bad luck on anyone, but also mechanical DNFs were kind of the heart of the sport for a while. They add some spice to the race. They're nice to see, but we don't want any driver to DNF. Speaking of that, I picked a team again for some reason. So I'm going to go with Jack Doohan / whoever's in the second Alpine.
So Jack Doohan or Colapinto. That's funny because I also picked a team.
I thought you said driver.
I did say driver, but I picked a team, and I also picked Alpine. Yes. So I'm gonna roll that back a little bit. Pick a driver. I don't think it'll be Doohan. I think the engine's too slow actually to blow up now. Oh wait, no, Gasly's did go boom once this last season.
I think it put all of it.
I can't even remember. But yeah, so I'm gonna go with.
I'm going to give my reasoning and you think. Yeah. My reasoning is it's the last year of the Alpine engines before Mercedes comes in. So I just think they're done, Karen. Like, they clearly don't want to build those engines anymore. Like, they might throw some pebbles in there. I don't know. Like, I just think they, like, anything to get out of that contract sooner. Like, they just clearly don't want to build the engines anymore. No.
Okay, I'm going to go with Behrman, just to mess with your predictions. Just put some bad juju out there.
I changed it to Pierre.
No, you got to pick one. I'm going Behrman. Who you go with?
Pierre.
Right, I see how we're playing this game.
You did it first!
Woo. Right, cool. Where's pit stops? Now, these have to be called out on camera. So basically, it has to be... Sorry, the light died. Basically, they have to be called out on camera with... Sorry, on like whatever coverage we're watching. Probably Sky. Maybe F1 Now or whatever it's called.
They don't have to be seen necessarily. The commentator just has to
comment on them. So
10 classically going, oh no, it's gone bad.
It's a terrible pit stop. Right, I'm going to go with Saba. Because just on last year's start of the season, they weren't great. They got okay towards the end of it, but... Yeah, weren't perfect going forwards either. Like, I don't remember them getting any particularly good pit stops, or I remember a lot of the teams did. So I'm going to go with Saba.
I'm going with Mercedes. Mercedes just seem to be very blasé when it comes to pit stops.
Fair. I think they just had so many years of dominance.
That's yeah. Like, why would you be going to pit stops when you have a 40-second
Yeah,
lead?
you can afford the 0.3, 0.4 seconds. They're rather consistent rather than like putting it on the table. Where I think they need to kind of do that nowadays.
There's too small of gaps.
There's too small a gap, like 0.4 of a second.
Like, their
matters.
good pit stop in Silverstone is what got Lewis the win. Versus McLaren. Obviously, there was Lando driving too far forward.
It was the tire. There was the tire choice that ruined him. Well, sorry, it was the tire choice that put him into third.
Yeah, but like, he came out behind Lewis because Mercedes had a good
better pit stop. Yeah.
So, but notoriously, it seems to be a place they're lacking, and I think it's going to be a lot more obvious if, like, we're hoping this year they're more towards the front.
Yeah.
If they're fighting for first and even a 4-second pit stop comes, that's disastrous.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's your
Agreed.
If you're against McLaren who've pulled a 1.9 out of the bag and you're on a 3.8.
Yeah, you're losing over a second and a half there.
Like, it's not on, and I think especially near the start of the season it's going to be
very important.
Well, everyone's finding their footing.
Yeah, unless Mercedes are just miles behind or miles ahead, which, I mean, they came out recently saying that they're not going to be showing anything of their car, they're just going to put out a stock car.
Yeah.
So they must be
But they've done this
confident.
every year. They're like, guys, we finally understood it, and they just don't. Okay, hold your hands up. You got it for so long.
Yeah, I don't know. I fancy their chances this year. I haven't backed them. I backed Antonelli a wee bit for, his best rookie, but I don't know. I reckon they'll be up there. Right, and then finally for kind of the funner predictions, we're going to go with who has the most helmet designs.
Obvious answer is Lando Norris.
Obvious answer is Alexander Albon.
Oh, I feel like we've got...
I think I picked Albon about 4 times here, so I do apologise, Mr. Albon. I just think it's not going to be I think you're going to have some great helmets.
I just like Lando's helmets. He picks a lot.
He does swap a lot, but so does Albon.
Yeah, I know. It's actually... Watch it be one of the rookies.
No, because they're trying to get brand recognition. I reckon they're going to keep similar helmets for most of the races, just so you can always see, I know, like Hamilton always has the green helmet kind of thing. Like, a lot of the time he wears that, like, neon green helmet, or neon green gloves.
Yellow.
That's the same colour.
And it's yellow. I was like, where's green going?
Moving on. Finally, we're just going to have one wild prediction. I'm going to let you take it.
I think we have the same wild prediction. I've just titled mine Return of Colapinto.
I've gone with Bortoletto outscores Hulkenberg.
Oh.
Yeah. A bit wild, a bit out there. Just fancy his chances. Hulkenberg's great.
You love Bortoletto.
Yeah, kind of. I don't know. Let's see what happens.
It is lovely to see the younger rookies actually get brought up.
Yeah.
So it is.
Sorry to talk about me. Anyway, it's great to see all the rookies coming through. Yeah, because it's in last year was the first time ever there was no
change.
No change. Was there even any driver swaps or anything?
Nope.
No. I mean, obviously mid-season
would have been crazy.
There was a few, yeah, of course. But yeah, okay, sweet. All right, there are predictions for kind of like a whole season predictions for 2025. Let us know what you think down in the comments. Let us know your predictions for any of these. I'll put the list in the description of the video if you want to do all of them.
Also, let us know who you think is going to win.
Oh, yeah, sweet. Catch you in the next one. Peace.
Bye.